it really comes through in all the elements, you know, banjo and fiddle and everything and the upright. Like it's a melting pot of delicious stew, delicious Americana
make a
stew.
good goulash.
It's certainly fun. Everybody kind of shines in their different spots and stuff, which is so fun to just be a part of it.
Welcome to In the Round, a podcast for people who love music and genuine conversation. Join us as we sit down with some of our favorite local, regional, and national artists to chat about life and their creative journeys. I'm Dee, I'm a musician, I'm a music lover, and I'm your host. So pull up a chair, get comfy, and enjoy. This week, meet Maygen and the Birdwatcher, a fantastic folk Americana-bluegrass band from Minneapolis, Minnesota. We chat about their songwriting process, the struggles and joys of being an independent artist, life on the road, and all about their new album, which is about to drop real soon. So let's jump in. I know, isn't that sweet? That's that is from Sam, Laura's partner.
Well,
so
Sam, come on now.
yeah.
Love it.
So, gently.
Gently.
Do not let
Don't
that
touch
fall.
that bird.
Careful.
What kind of bird that
we'll
is?
leave it.
Wooden.
Oh, yeah.
I believe it's
Thank
a
you.
woodpecker, actually. I would
Nice.
say.
You might be right.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
Do you guys know anything about birds? I guess we should
Yes.
start. Oh, you do?
Yeah.
What do you know? Give me a bird
Lots
fact.
of things.
Give me one.
You
give me one
asked
good.
him.
The loudest bird in the world is the white bellbird. The bird with the largest wingspan. I don't know.
Albatross.
I can just
You
tell
really
that.
had me there.
No,
I was like,
it's
what?
true.
It's true.
It's true.
Okay.
The
We should all just
short-winged
guess.
albatross is the bird with the longest wingspan.
Ooh, tell her about the trash bird. Who's the trash bird
the
again?
burrow bird who collects trash to
Oh,
impress its mates.
yes.
Yes. Mhm.
I've seen videos of that.
It's on
I feel like
Australia.
online.
I like birds.
Otherwise
Yes,
known as
that's
They
why
They
we're
should
the
call it the
birds.
raccoon bird. Like,
They probably
you know.
should. The
Bag.
trash
It
bird.
actually
Yeah.
can get a little scary when we're driving and he's like, oh, man. And he's like driving and yeah.
You could drive. I don't know.
I mean,
Suggest.
he's like, you want a bird watcher, and
I know.
I'm here.
This
I'm
is
delivering
the way
it.
It is, yeah.
It's true.
Welcome, Maygen and the Birdwatcher, to In the Round, Trilix
Thank
Studio.
you.
Welcome.
Thank you
glad
so
to have
much
you
for
here.
having
Having
us
us.
here.
We got the whole crew. We have Noah, Megan,
All of the Birdwatcher.
all of the birds,
Yeah.
Nick, Joe, and Evan.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we had banjo player in the house, fiddle player in the house, upright bass, amazing guitar, amazing vocals, and you guys just ripped Elizabeth for us in the studio.
Fresh new sound for us, so.
So this started a while back, right? You've been working
Yeah.
on these songs for a few years.
It's been like 3 years, I think.
Yeah, we went out kind of on one of our first tours out west to play a festival in Montana and just saw a whole bunch of the country and met all kinds of cool people and heard stories and saw beautiful landscapes and just started kind of writing from there. And Noah wrote about 1 million songs and I write much slower than he does, but it's okay.
I don't know if they were any good,
gems.
but
There's
they're
still
there.
gems.
Yeah.
They are good. I've heard them. They're great. You
Yes, thank
stop
you,
it.
thank
No,
you.
they are
Yeah.
fabulous.
I think we actually did we hit record on this album 2.5 years ago or 3 years ago at this point? Or
We
what
did,
was
it was 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, so then we stopped for like a year and a half, and now we picked it back
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
So we've taken our time, but that's fine.
You know what? That's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, good things come to those who wait. And also, you kind of want to ruminate on songs sometimes. I know, especially if you get in a writing frenzy. This is what I
Yeah.
experience, I guess. You get really excited about a song, and it comes right out of you, especially the ones where it just clicks with everybody really fast. Then you're like, should we take a little time? Should we let this tea steep, you know,
marinate.
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
feel it out? Because then you start playing it on stage, and you're like, oh, I should do this part, or I should,
Yep.
you know, and then they evolve.
Right,
And you want
exactly.
to maybe capture
That's a good
that.
point. Yeah, you're always kind of wrestling that. How much time should we take in between? So,
Yeah.
And this has been a really interesting, new and different kind of record process for us. Like our other ones, we kind of got everybody in a studio, recorded in a day, the songs that we
Yeah.
already
Wow.
had been playing live together. And this one it was like our producer, John Fields, and then Noah and myself, like just skeleton of a song, getting all that stuff first and then building from there. So it's been very different and cool for us to kind of mess around with what should go on songs,
Oh
on
yeah,
each of the
yeah.
songs.
Taking that time to, it's so hard to be an objective party for your own music.
Right.
You know, like everyone I feel like has a little symphony in their head when
Yeah.
they hear a song.
Yep.
So sometimes it's really hard to, take yourself out of that so that you can have that producer moment. I mean, that's why you work with a producer. I feel like a lot of people who aren't in the industry don't actually get that. They're like, oh, cool, so and so produced this, but that's kind of the role, right?
It's pretty cool. He's been, I mean, he added or came up with some ideas or just some different things that we wouldn't necessarily think right off the bat when we're thinking about our band. A lot of times, like, I think about what's our live show like, but like when you're in a studio and working with a producer, not everything has to translate exactly, you know, like something could serve a song in the studio, or just like, because, you know, a recorded song is evergreen. It's people are going to play it 50 years from now, hopefully.
Yeah.
So if there's like organ on there or
like just
whatever,
because you can't recreate. My band, we go back and forth with that too. You like to represent as best you can on stage, you know. But I feel like there is an element of like, you know what, we can put a cherry on this sundae because, you know, why not? Yeah.
We can always bring the same energy, which is good. So, you know, that's and it's kind of fun to do different configurations and stuff, like, you know, and hear different things sometimes. So we try to embrace it more than, you know, run away from sounding different than a recording. So
yeah. No, that's so true. And I love that these songs, you know, you mentioned going out west in Montana, and I mean, you guys are so like the true Americana to me, like in the best possible way. And I can hear that. I feel like because those songs came out of that trip and experiencing America, I guess, Americana, like you can hear that in the music. So that's just such a great tie-in. You know, it really comes through.
Thank you.
Yeah. So kudos.
Yeah.
No, and you know, we like to kind of talk about people's sound because there's more than likely people listening that don't know what you sound like. So yeah, Americana, folk, a little bit of bluegrass, little, you know, country, you know, that kind of really sweet combo. But I think I saw you've been on bills with like festival bills with Sheryl Crow and some other folks, and I actually
coming
up in July, that'll be coming, and I was like, oh yeah, you got kind of a Sheryl Crow vocal delivery. I feel like going on, like
just talking about that this morning.
Yes, it's so good.
And actually, that was one of the first things that our producer had mentioned too. Like when we started working with him, he's like, oh yeah, I could totally see like Sheryl Crow like Avenue or whatever, you know. So it's cool to hear that.
We're just trying to chase 1997 with our sound, pretty much.
Yeah, same.
You know?
Absolutely.
It was a good time. So
it was such a good time. Oh man,
Grunge is next, baby.
I know. The next album, I am ready.
I mean, if trends circle back around, I'm ready for that as well.
Yeah.
Okay, actually, that's a great lead in to. I've read a lot. I've read some interviews where you guys talk about how different your creative process is, or how different your influences are. So I'm really curious, what are your influences? How different are they? Tell me more about that.
You go.
No.
I would say I grew up. My mom listened to the radio all the time, and randomly John Cicada, if anybody knows that guy. But I don't. Just look him up. It's
John Cicada.
It's entertaining.
He's a Beatle. All right.
But 90s country, you know, Travis Tritt and all of those, Reba and all those kinds of artists. But I didn't think that I liked country. I didn't like country. And then I, you know, grew up and listened to like punk rock and went and worked for like a metal punk label in Chicago and was like just listening to all these like really hard bands and hardcore bands and stuff, and like didn't listen to like any acoustic music at all for like many a year. But the influence really started coming when I saw Brandi Carlile for the first time. Yeah. And then I was like,
our Lord and Savior, Brandi Carlile.
Right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I was, that kind of started it for me, where it was just like, I understand like songwriting is like the most important for me. Like that's what moves me, is like the words and the beauty of how they're delivered. And acoustic instruments do a great job of, I don't know, complementing that.
Yeah, uplifting that. Yeah. Oh.
This episode is sponsored by Renovation Jungle, your neighborhood houseplant shop and plant care boutique, located at 37th and Ingersoll in Des Moines. We offer a range of greenery, including rare and uncommon varieties of houseplants, planters, pots, and accessories. Stop in today and revive your space with beautiful, healthy plants. Keep up with us on Instagram at Renovation Jungle.
What's your influences?
Yeah. I mean, you know, growing up, it was like it was a lot of like 70s rock and then Joni Mitchell, because that's what my dad was into. So, like I listened to a lot of Linda Ronstadt, stuff
just
like
weeping
that.
together as a family.
Yeah,
on the
pretty much.
Yeah,
I mean, it was surprisingly. Some roll. And then also like Joe Cocker and Leon Russell and JJ Cale, the kind of Tulsa sound of things. So kind of, and what I really get excited about is kind of like mixing like this kind of Southern sound with like the funk and soul kind of minutiae that kind of comes out of that. So
yes,
I don't know. I could talk a long time about inspiration, but that would be my that would be my kind of Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, again, you hear that in the music, but I think I always love hearing where people's roots come from, because then you can kind of see how they've grown up and leafed out in the tree, of the sound that you're bringing to the table.
Right.
And it also, I feel like you kind of mentioned like that's where you butt heads too, because you're coming at it from kind of two different directions. And again, I play in a group that same thing, we're a 5-piece with 2 singers, shout out to Ty Strand, who I sing with, but same thing, we have very different, kind of places that we've come from. And so a lot of times it is like, no, I want to break here. No, we always do breaks, and you're always having that kind of battle, in your creative process.
But it's also nice because like I admire the differences that he brings to the table. Sometimes I can be like not a one-trick pony, but like how I naturally deliver songs can sort of feel the same.
Right.
So it's nice to kind of get like a different song structure or a different way of like, I don't know, however he plays guitar. Like for Elizabeth, like that was such a cool way that song came together to turn into something that is truly like a combination of the whole band's kind of influences. Yeah.
Right. And then the chemistry of all the rest of the players who can kind of not, and I don't really feel like we really give like a lot of direction either, because it is just let people be creative, and but it ends up being kind of what we had hoped it would sound like in the first place. You know what I mean? Which is kind of cool.
Don't you love that when you're like, I just let talented people be talented.
Right, yeah.
And then,
just be creative. And,
like Nick's banjo on Elizabeth, when we first heard it, we were like, oh
that's
my God,
just,
yeah.
That's what the song needed.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, great. There we go.
Absolutely.
We didn't say anything. It just happened, we just kind of played it, and then people figured it out. So
No, it's so good. I mean, truly, while I was in there, I said I was having to keep my woos in, because like, wow, I wanted to just scream. I mean, the energy that you guys bring is so good. And you were just in a room with cameras and 4 people like staring at you.
You're a great crowd, don't worry. Great crowd,
I was trying to
you were dancing around.
Yeah, I was feeling it. I was totally feeling it. So that really comes through. Cool. But Maygen, I really relate to what you said, because I've been thinking about this for myself. Talking about structure, because I do tend to like ABAB, CBA. Like you have that kind of song structure, and in my mind, it's almost like something that scratches an itch, where you're like, it's almost like an OCD tendency that I feel, where I'm like, this needs a bridge. If there's no bridge, then, but that's not the case. So that's same thing, like the collaboration, it's the puzzle piece that creates the greater picture. Yep. You're not shaped the same. You're not, bringing that. So it really comes through in all the elements, banjo and fiddle and everything and the upright. It's a melting pot of delicious stew, delicious Americana stew.
Goulash.
It's certainly fun. Everybody kind of shines in their different spots and stuff, which is so fun to just be a part of it. Right. So.
Yeah, I always just try and have people who are more talented than myself around me, and then you sound great. Yeah, you get it.
Exactly.
You get it.
That's the whole.
You keep saying that. You're like,
that's the whole shtick. Everyone's coattails.
Yeah, exactly. Because so many coattails to ride. So, in speaking of songwriting, and I promise I'm not ignoring you, lovely gentlemen over here, but I do kind of want to talk about what is Elizabeth. Can you talk about what that song was written about, and just dive into that a little deeper?
Yeah, Maygen.
Oh. So Elizabeth is kind of. I was just thinking about this. The person that maybe we all know, at least I've known a few of them in my life, where they just have like they might not treat you the best. They might be, I don't know, they might treat you not great, but you kind of still want to be around them and kind of in their light. But also it's sort of a person that has a difficult time giving anyone else control.
So family is you're just
you said it. No, but
oh no, you're like Aunt Cheryl's gonna know now.
I said I've known people. She's like family, yes.
Oh boy, all right.
Oh, that's awesome.
Here we go.
Yeah,
But yeah,
right.
so it's very much like the person that you kind of let maybe blur some of the boundary lines and stuff because you want to be around them and you love them, but they could treat you better. And that's about.
Oh, I love that. Because what's funny, I had a feeling listening to the lyrics that it was something like that, but the song is so lush and upbeat, and you're like, yeah, Elizabeth, and now you're like, oh, I'm watching you, Elizabeth. You know, like.
Totally.
So we also love that style of writing in my band where it's like a sad lyrically song that sounds really happy. Like I love messing with that, right? And kind of teasing the listener into maybe paying a little more attention.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
And a lot of what I write kind of has that little silver lining thing where it's like, well, you might treat me and other people like crap, but we'd all take you back if you know.
Yeah, right.
asked,
That's
you know,
right.
So
yeah, that
if you
optimism
just gave us that,
right.
Yeah.
So
which we all need that right now.
Yeah.
We all need that kind of little bit of love. We know you're not perfect.
Second, third, fourth chances.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Oh, aren't we up to like 18, 19
or so?
Who knows?
I'm feeling it, feeling the weight of the world. No, I love that. I love that. And you guys have such a. I was listening back through your previous records and your debut album, Moonshine. That first track, Change It, is such a beautiful way. I love starting records like that. There's this. It's almost like a cappella. It's not, but you know,
I mean,
it's
it pretty
like
much is. It's just a bunch of
percussion
voices
and
and
yeah.
some tambourine, maybe. Yeah.
It's so stark and gorgeous, and then it goes into the lush sound that is kind of what you do.
Right.
But I love that.
Yeah.
And
Thanks.
it's definitely worth a revisit. I know, I mean, you guys won Midwest Country Music Awards. I mean, you've been winning Album of the Year, I feel like, every year forever.
We won a couple.
Did they just
Yeah,
stop?
a couple.
They're like, just take it. Leave us alone.
They should.
Megan.
They
No,
should.
just
Yes. Yes.
and Americana Artist of the Year. I mean, you've been getting some really great accolades out of that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, again, kudos, but also
Thanks.
totally understandable when people revisit those songs. They're still relevant. I mean, I know 2021 feels like 17 million years ago, but it was
Sure
actually
does.
very
It sure
recent.
does.
And that one, Changes, is a good example of like, we never play it live. Maybe we've played it, sung it like 4 times total.
Sure.
But it's nice to just have a recording that's out there, and it gets plenty, like when we're looking at numbers and stuff on the back end of
Yeah.
iTunes and Spotify, people really like that one, you
Yeah.
know, like they just go to it. So
Right. And it doesn't hurt having it be track 1, right?
Right,
Or is that-
that's true, that's true.
Right.
It's like it's funny when you're like, wow, everyone really like. Oh, it's track 1.
Oh, it's like
Yeah.
first 1,
Go-
2, track 3,
Debunk.
okay,
Got it.
and then they
Debunk.
drop off.
Yeah.
No, it is also
100%.
beautiful and unique. So I know that that's also why people are listening. But yeah.
Truth.
Yeah, and I kind of want to ask about that. You guys are at a really interesting point to me, like in terms of you're touring pretty consistently. You're playing festivals. I feel like seeing what outward people would say success, right? But does it feel like that to you? And how is that changing?
Oh man,
Does it feel like success?
it feels like momentum. It feels like a constant, like nice uphill climb. It feels good, but also it's constant work and constant, energy output
Yeah.
and constant scheduling and all of the stuff that, is just part of being a band.
Yeah.
Right.
But I would say, like some of the stuff that we've been able to do has been very awesome and makes you feel like, yes, like we're doing it,
Yeah.
very exciting.
Yeah.
But there's always more goals ahead that you're kind of striving for. So,
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Can be kind of hard to take the time to step back and look at that and assess it, because just like you're just doing the next thing.
Yeah.
I'm always just a week ahead, like what's happening next week. Okay, that's what I'm focused on. But really, you have to kind of just, at least I try to just be like, I'm just trying to enjoy what's happening, not to be like the guy
Yeah.
like live in the moment, but
Right, right.
but truly it is just like, I got to just appreciate the things that are happening right now. Cause then it's so easily, it can just be gone and I'm not on the next thing. And then like looking back and go, oh wow, I really wish I would have been more in what was happening, not just thinking about a set list and thinking about a load in time and then thinking about where to go next, so.
Well, and that's, I think what I wanted to call it out is to say like, celebrate your small successes. I think it's really hard to do as when you're in that middle ground, like, you're not Chappell Roan and you're not Joe Schmo, nobody knows. You're getting that momentum. And I feel like it's such an interesting state of being because it's still like hardcore hustle all the time, even if your name's on a poster with Hozier or whatever, which it is. You guys, so cool. I mean, there's a million great bands listed on that poster, but including you. But yeah, I find it an interesting space to be, and I kind of like talking about that for our listeners so that people really understand. Like, this is why it's a full-time job, even though we probably have full-time jobs.
That's what I was about to say. Most of us still, I'm still working manual labor every day too. So it's like it's kind of like at a weird in-between point where it's like, I feel like we're on an upward trajectory as a band, but I'm also like still have to like support myself aside from that. So it's like I kind of, I never know. I never know when the jumping off point is where I'm like, do I just I don't know. Like I'm 31. I'm past the like eating ramen every night and couch surfing.
Now you're back around to loving ramen and you just want to eat it every
night.
Well,
like good ramen. Yeah. Like some bougie ramen. Yeah.
They have the half egg. Gotta have the half egg. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
I just had that 2 nights ago. Yeah. From what is it called? There's a good. Wow, that's in Minneapolis. Never mind.
I mean, shout it out. That's cool.
I can't remember what it's called. I'll think about the name. I'll think about it.
We'll text
it's on Nicollet.
Please
it's
do.
on Nicollet next to. It's next to 3332 Nicollet, but I can't remember what the.
So 3333.
Yeah. There's the ramen place over there. Yeah, they're good.
All right.
Fine ramen.
I love it.
On Nicollet.
Well, we'll add a map to this
Please
afterwards.
do.
We'll be like, find this. Yeah, I think it's interesting too. I assume, I mean, you're all up in Minneapolis, you're all by each other, but scheduling for this many people is difficult, especially around jobs and lives and kids. And
sure.
Are you you guys? Anybody else have kids? You have kids?
And Joe.
Okay.
And our drummer Peter.
Peter,
Oh
as well.
yes.
Yep.
Okay. Yes.
And
Peter is not here today, but
Jesse, who plays mandolin, is having his wife is having a child, May 1st.
Oh my gosh! All right, yeah, family band, good. You need,
Well, it's just
It's
evolving. Like when we started, he didn't have any kids. Jesse was not expecting. I had kids already, but and I brought them on that first tour. That's right. We drove separately. That was crazy.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Well, they were like, they were old enough to be fine, but
they were loving it the whole time.
They were
really
enjoying the gas station food and all the crap that I let them eat. Yeah.
Saved me from heat stroke.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's such is life. I feel like I just saw a video of a legislator holding a baby here in Iowa. She was like, "Oh, I need to vote on this. I'm 4 weeks into this baby thing, but let's do it." And I was like, kudos. Women are badass.
We've got some friends like in the band the Foxgloves, they're popping out babies. They're having they're having babies and just bringing them, to shows and
on the road.
Can you hold
Somebody's
my baby while I
sell
do this
merch.
show?
It's
on
so
the road.
annoying. Sell merch.
Exactly.
Right.
I was playing a show the other night where the organizers' grandkids were selling Girl Scout cookies, and I'm like, this is not a bad idea.
Right?
First of all,
That's
Thin Mints for life.
Very
Second of all, look at the T-shirts while you're picking up your Thin Mints.
Yep.
It was a good.
Oh man,
it was a good system. So that's kind of why I wanted to ask it, about the challenges and like the successes that you're seeing right now in this journey, and also just prepping for a record release amongst other things, because there's also a different level of attention and energy that goes in. It's one thing to just tour, but then like to prep for how do we make enough noise that this makes a splash?
Yeah. Yep.
It's always. Yeah, kind of interesting to do. Are you doing like redesign of merch and all this fun stuff?
We're gonna do all the things. This is probably. I mean, we did a proper Kickstarter for this record. We got the badass John Fields producer, who he is just so amazing and has been so fun to work with. So it would be wrong to not put the other pieces in place to have the entire, record rollout, with merch, and have a team of people that are helping with like publicity and marketing and all that. And music video
Right.
stuff
Yeah,
and
right.
promo
Content.
photos we're doing.
Content, yeah, the C word. We all know that.
Yeah.
My favorite C word.
It's the best one. Yeah, and then, what's kind of nice when you're gigging this much, though, is then you maybe don't have to rehearse as much. Because I always find this teetering, especially COVID, that really slowed the roll, right, of gigs and everything. And then you have to, like, restart the engine and get back up to speed. So it's kind of nice when you play that many gigs, you probably kind of keep it. It's close. Yeah.
Now that we're starting to, we're out of winter, and also like the recording process, like these guys all know their parts very intimately now because we just recorded them, but we still got to play more like as a band and get comfortable with the new songs because we haven't played a ton of the new songs out yet.
Ooh,
like
good on you.
Yeah.
We're like holding back because like a few of the ones that are on the record are ones that we've played for some years, like Rhododendron and Feel Good.
All I know.
But yeah, but then the rest of them we're kind of gonna trickle out, I think. Yeah.
That's good on you. It's so hard to find, again, the balance of like road testing it a little bit, but not playing it so much that it already becomes an old song by the time
Exactly.
the record comes
Well, and
out.
you gotta get rid of older songs as well, which can be
Which is tough.
fun and sometimes not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really hard to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we're at the point in my band where we've actually come back around to like,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
going to play
Yep.
some of the oldies that we put out
It's always
10
That's
years
good.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
geez.
classics.
Nothing makes you feel older. Tell
yeah,
you
I
what.
forgot
about that one.
Then, this record came, like we could do a 15-year anniversary. Just makes you want to fall over and die a little bit, but yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, exactly. But you do have a lot of so actually, wait, I want to back up. I saw you guys at Greenbelt Music
Yeah.
Festival.
Oh my gosh, that
and
was so
I
fun.
think I mentioned, so this was a year ago, May. And that's kind of our first episode for the podcast was highlighting a band that was playing at that festival.
cool.
So it really is we're kind of like linked,
That's
I feel like,
cool.
Yes,
with
we are
Greenbelt
linked.
Music Festival. And that festival's coming back in May, and it's got another great lineup. But what was fun is I saw your duo set in what I'm calling the Whiskey Shed.
Yes,
there
that
was-
back shed. We had to
Yeah.
give out like flyers, like, "Hey, come meet us in the back."
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. It was like kind of a new thing that they had, and I thought was actually really great. And again, they had some great whiskey in there, and it was fantastic. It was like you could get murdered or hear like really great songs in
Or
there.
both.
So it was or both, whatever you're
Why
into.
not?
I don't want to like. Yeah, I don't want
Don't
to
yuck
tell
your-
anybody.
my
Yeah,
yum.
exactly.
Sometimes I just want to get murdered.
Sometimes. Oh, geez. They'll be like, you're done. I'm fired after this. Don't get murdered, listeners. We love you. No, but it was so cool because when you reached out, I was like, I remember making, I mean, you made an impression and I caught 2 of your duo songs
Cool.
and
Oh,
you
that's
guys just
awesome.
Look at
sound so beautiful together.
Duo.
You're-
that. Too well.
God, look at us go.
What?
Evan and I weren't even there.
I know, you weren't even there.
They did it without us.
Good to know that they can operate on their own. No, it was beautiful, and so I'm just so glad to see like you popping up on other festival lineups. You've played Blue Ox, I think, in the past, maybe that's up in Eau Claire, and you've got Minnesota Yacht Club, which is a newer festival, I think, as of the
Second
year
year.
or two.
I think it's
It'll be
it's
the
just in its second year.
Yeah, yeah, and they've just got a killer lineup.
Oh my
and
gosh,
again,
so
was
stacked.
so cool to see your name like right, in that third line, with a bunch of other just incredible
I just think that's
musicians.
so cool that such like an awesome like huge national kind of a festival gives quite a bit of love to the local like Minnesota bands. Every day has a couple of Minnesota bands, so
Yeah, that's huge.
that's awesome.
Like totally here for it. We talk, I feel like, as a community, music community here, we talk about that all the time because Des Moines is a bit of a, I was a bit of a flyover state, it just happens kind of naturally. But we do have some big venues that pull in really big bands.
Right.
We're always like, how do we just 20 minutes? Like, we know you come with an opener, but how cool would it be to just uplift someone, locally, regionally? So
Yeah,
I
sure.
love to see that on the
awesome, for
festival
sure.
lineups too. Yeah. What other shows are you excited about, or what cities are you excited to get back to, or do you have some favorite venues, some favorite places? I mean, Montana's gorgeous. Like, how do you beat that?
Yes.
But Anything on the mind?
Go for it, Nick.
We'll allow you to speak. You get 1 minute. Go.
Oh, Mike, thanks. You better.
I'm excited for all of the gigs. I love this band. No. Well, the show we're playing tonight, we're playing with Bronwyn, Keith Hayes, who's the place
Alluvial Brewing in Ames.
Yeah,
right.
I'm excited for that. She's great. Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, it's great.
We play music.
Yeah, it's a good show.
Okay, and we're done. Riveting, Nick. Thank you. No.
I'm the best interviewer.
No, I was thinking of like outside. Yeah, like outside of Minnesota. Like, is there anywhere that?
Well, yes, you may go for it.
We'll have Mike again, and
You have
that's
Mike again. Go
it's
for
just
it.
like begging me to talk.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be playing this festival that's, I guess, labeled it is like the biggest free festival in Wyoming. Which is, well, it goes by like 2 names. It's like Oyster Ridge Music Festival, and then they go by something else. But yeah, so it's in Wyoming. That
Dave's
we're gonna play.
Big Blowout.
Okay, so it's obviously just like a guy
I
that
don't
started,
know.
right? No, I mean, I hope it is, because I feel like
At least 500 people will be there.
I know. Yes.
Dave's big oyster blowout.
I know,
Yeah.
Oh God,
Why does that sound so terrible?
sounds real bad.
Dave's Blowout.
I'm in
You do
marketing.
not
I'm
wanna be in a band
embarrassed.
with that guy.
Or that. Yeah, nobody use that. Okay, but getting out.
Talk about the Oyster Festival.
Thank you, Nick.
We sink that ship on accident because we're talking about it so poorly. No, so that's getting out west again,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
really cool. I feel
Definitely.
like we just kind of naturally tour east because it's
Yeah.
driving time alone to
my
get
gosh,
from
I know.
gig to gig
Yeah.
can be a day sometimes. But
We'll do Colorado again this year, which is always a ton of fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
People are just hungry for music out there. It's so cool. I feel like people are always just like ready for anything.
Yeah,
doing stuff.
especially our kind of
and there's
music.
a lot of bands.
Yeah.
A lot of good bands have come out of
That
Colorado
reminds
area.
me, I met someone at Hotel Minnesota that told me about y'all catching fish in his backyard.
Yeah,
Colorado.
that was-
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
This is in
So he has, like,
with me.
Colorado.
Squire couldn't catch any. We love those guys.
Yes, yes.
you caught
Palisade,
five or-
Colorado.
Caught five. He's like, it's impossible. I'll
Yes.
give you $20 for every goldfish you catch.
Yep. Evan
Yeah,
caught
I met-
all the
I met
fish.
that guy.
Wait. Is this like a small koi pond or
It's
is
a
this
koi
a large?
pond.
Yeah, this guy
Oh,
built
no,
it.
koi pond,
Still
yes.
challenging.
He had
Not for
fans
this
coming
guy,
over,
this
and
guy.
nobody could catch any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he had to move them. He had to
Yeah.
move them from one pond to the other, but nobody could do it.
So Megan jumped in.
Yeah.
I
Scared him
did.
up.
You were in there. Yeah.
It was
This
muddy,
is when
and there was
did
a
you do the
toad.
thing like, is it like big mouth bass where you just stick your fist in their mouth? Isn't that a thing?
No,
Do you know
there's
what
no
I mean?
fisting.
No,
There's no
it's
fisting.
catfish, isn't
That's
it?
catfish.
Yeah,
That's
okay,
noodling.
sorry.
Oh.
That's noodling.
Oh, I didn't know
No
there was a term.
fisting
I
in
didn't
Colorado.
know.
Horn.
That was a thing.
Oh my God, I'm
no,
so fired.
we
No,
did that.
I'm
That's
just-
in Palisade, Colorado, which is the western slope, which is like a different planet
Yeah.
out there. It's wild, but it's great.
Whoa.
Peaches and wine.
And
That's
noodling
what they do.
And...
Love it.
Oh, sorry,
No
noodling
out
wasn't
there.
part of it.
Yes,
That was...
yes, no.
Yeah.
You just...
Yeah, pretty much noodling. Yeah.
Wow.
It was
okay.
a good time in Palisade for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
go to Colorado.
Okay.
Everybody.
So
Yeah.
that's like some high points. And
It would
some,
be,
some
yes.
spots that you
Yes,
enjoy.
big
That's
time.
actually the lyric in Millie Moon. My friend Bud's got a pond full of.
Bob.
My friend Bob.
Oh yeah,
Bob.
Bob. No one will know. It's
Yeah.
either Bob or Bud.
Mhm.
Oh right, that is yes. That's in
$20
another
each, yeah.
song. Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh.
You didn't know that.
about
That's funny.
Yeah,
That's alive.
I met Bud a few
The more
weeks
you
ago.
know.
It's funny.
That's hilarious.
He never did
No,
pay
he
you.
did pay you. What he had?
No, he said
Didn't we have that big Taco Bell night after you got paid?
This guy's yelling at me.
Okay.
Wait.
I remember him
We got a lot of Taco Bells. All right,
Okay,
whatever,
did he
sorry.
pay you in Taco Bell?
I don't know,
Okay,
but I
you
got a lot
gotta,
of
you
Taco
guys
Bell
gotta
after
work
the
this
fact.
out.
Yes,
Otherwise,
all I
we'll
know.
go after Bud with all we've
Yes,
got.
I think we should.
We'll get our
I think we
legal
should.
department involved.
Yes.
That's hilarious. Okay,
We've
so,
derailed.
you
Hi.
guys put out a really beautiful, I believe, award-winning music video where the good things
Oh,
grow. Was
yes.
was that shot in Montana? Was that part of?
No.
That
Really?
one was we were asked to write a song about the beauty of the South Dakota grasslands.
Oh, it's South Dakota.
Yes,
yes.
Yes. Now that.
But we actually shot it in Minnesota
Yeah.
because in
we
the
had to get like
southwest
Oh, yeah.
corner
It
is
was
like
so
one of the
it was so
only-
close to South Dakota, but
West.
we were not quite there yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Same
state lines are.
difference.
But
you
it was
know.
a grassland. It was an
Seems-
actual
yeah,
grassland. You know, like,
yeah.
so it worked.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
really beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautifully shot. Again, working in a studio that does video and film production. Right. I'm like so hyper vigilant, even more so I feel like on that. And there's some beautiful.
We had very little to do with the quality.
Yeah, Joe Dickey.
We just kind of just showed up.
Hey, you look cool. That's
that's true.
I don't know, 20, 25%.
Oh, it's got something
I had even less to do with it because I remember when that song came out and the video came out, someone was watching the video in the car and I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, it was fully like produced and everything. I'm not. I wasn't on it, which is fine. But I'm just like, when did I do it? No, I wasn't like that. I was just like,
a lot of resentment or something.
No,
Everyone's like, I wasn't there.
Zero resentment. No resentment. I was just like,
did you want to be
a little what?
Did you want to be on it?
No, it's
He's
fine.
like,
It's fine.
Maybe.
No, it's okay.
Take me back to the grassland. He says.
We have to go back.
Lay my ashes down in the grassland.
He's like, am I fired?
Yes.
No,
wasn't meant to come off. I should just not.
Eric, get the dirty laundry out here. Why
Grasslands
not?
Part 2 actually features dual banjos, so that's coming out.
Yeah.
Yes.
That video's out already.
Yes.
Oh.
2 different banjo players.
Yes.
Oh, Harrison Oak and David Robinson.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that one was just a little bit different because they approached me and Noah to write like a specific sort of a sound, you know, like, oh, you kind of sound like Alison Krauss vibes, whatever.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of went from there. And so that's why it's a single. It's not part of like a record. And like, we've played it out. We've played it in sets and stuff. But it's a bit of a different approach because it talks about the beauty of South Dakota, which is, it's awesome. And we love that song. But yeah, it was kind of a different thing
to write for somebody.
Yeah. I like how the population of South Dakota is apparently so small that they couldn't even find one musician to write about their own state, and they had to come next door.
He said that they went through a whole bunch of different people, and we know plenty of really awesome musicians in South Dakota.
Kidding, by the way, South Dakota. I love you.
Is there like a South Dakota like Iowa beef?
No,
like,
actually, no. No, South Dakota's fine. North Dakota, though.
No. All the musicians are in the Black Hills.
No one.
That's fair.
Yeah. That's
no,
far
I've seen your movie.
I do think it's really cool to get involved. Like there's a certain cross pollination that happens when you're involved in projects like that. So I think it's a great way to use local music or regional, let's say regional musicians.
Yeah.
We think about that even in commercials we make or things like that here. Of like, how can we infuse more of that? Sometimes you want the commercial that has the bop that everybody knows, and other times it would be it's just a cool way to highlight, especially at a time where it is really difficult to actually make a living as a musician. It's nice to have other revenue sources or other opportunities like that could lead to that and share your music with more people.
Totally.
Yeah. And it's just pretty.
That's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you want. We talked about life on the road. I do like to ask people what their favorite road snacks are. Like when you're out and about.
Okay. Sunflower seeds.
Sunflower seeds. Okay.
I love
complete
sunflower
with
seeds.
spit cup in the front.
Okay, I was gonna say, are you at the like tobacco level of like?
What am I supposed to do? Where are they gonna go?
So
in the car?
Sometimes it's a clear water bottle with the spit juices and stuff on
you gotta see how big it gets.
So
fill her up.
You gotta get the big gulp.
God.
Yes.
And then on a 6-hour drive. It'll be easy. It'll fill up.
It'll fill up.
Seeds,
So seeds are my favorite snack.
I am straight up like I will never be caught without a bag of nuts somewhere, like almonds, whatever.
Smokehouse.
Yep.
Almonds.
And
I like how they all know your
chomps.
brand. Like they all know your.
and some meat sticks. That's about it for me.
Meat sticks. That's true.
Yeah.
What you got, Nick?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Quick Trip smorgasbord.
Anything from Quick Trip is pretty good. I would say
Trip with a
probably
key
not
or
gas station
Quick
deviled
Trip?
eggs.
It's Quick Trip with a with a K, right?
Quick Trip with a K, or
K.
Quick Star, depending on the state. Is it Iowa? Is it Quick Star? That's the same company.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It's
mac
a
and
little
cheese
bit of both, but it depends on where you're at. But it's Star and Quick with a K. This is funny. This is the second time this week this has come up in the podcast. So Quick Star better get on board for sponsoring. It's Quick Trip farther up north, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and then the farther south you get, it's Star. I don't know what their play was there, but I don't know.
Well, it's kind of like the same thing with like Holiday and Circle K. Now they're like Now they're all going to be Circle K.
Circle K.
What's going on? What's up with that?
Joe, what
Let's just talk about gas stations.
Yeah. What about
I mean, I love grabbing like a gas station donut. Like I did that this morning. Drink a lot of coffee, so
classic.
generally refilling at every stop.
What are you, a cop?
Oh no, you're not a cop, right? He talks about murder like multiple times. I feel like.
I at one point could order my entire band's like Taco Bell order without them like telling me. I just knew. I would roll up and I'm in the driver's seat and I just got every member without anyone telling me, like.
Love it.
So, I'm a big Taco
I bet that
Bell
makes you
fan
feel
on the
really
road.
taken care of when you're like, thanks.
I'll get
Thanks, Joe.
everyone's order here
There we
too.
go.
Don't
Please
worry.
do.
Don't
And
worry.
don't worry, this one's on me because it's $7.99. No, I'm just kidding.
I know.
Okay, what about you?
Got
Get
it.
on the mic there.
I am probably dried fruit, like a mango.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Something that doesn't disrupt the car ride.
No.
Pickled carrots.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be started with pickled carrots.
Ooh, I do love, yeah, the
Deviled
little
eggs.
like
You
quick
know, you can say
grab.
deviled eggs,
Yeah.
carrots.
Those are weird.
Little spicy eggs.
Yeah. You guys, thanks for being so fun. And I feel like I can't wait for the trolls to be like, stop talking about gas stations. But it's a huge part of tour life. This is why I find it so relevant.
true.
You're
Yeah.
living and breathing the gas
important.
station.
The cleanliness of their bathrooms. Come on now.
Yes.
We're doing it.
counts.
Come on. You got to do it.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
at more gas stations than you are venues and bars usually.
Yes.
So it's like you spend significantly more time at gas stations and like roadside whatevers. So it's like,
Right.
it's the reality of it.
It's the truth.
You get
Yeah.
excited about quick trips.
There you do.
I genuinely am, so I'm fine.
And
No
Buc-ee's, yeah.
apologies.
Yep.
Buc-ee's is huge and
Oh
often
yeah.
really too busy for
I'll
me.
take it.
For,
I like all
but,
their food.
Oh,
All right.
I
They're great.
straight up have some of their seasoning that you
Yeah,
put it on
it's good stuff.
veggies and chicken. It's amazing.
Let's go.
Their brand of hot
Yeah.
sauce is pretty good too.
It is.
Yeah.
So yeah, gotta go south for that, but it's good stuff.
It is. Mhm.
You guys,
Gas stations.
again, seriously, thank you so much for coming in. You're so much fun,
Yeah.
and your energy is fantastic. And I love seeing, again, I feel the momentum. You have such a beautiful sound, and you guys all just bring it. And so just keep doing it, I would say, because you're all
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
so fabulous.
Yeah.
And if there's anything else, you got, of course, everyone needs to go listen to the new record.
Please do.
Visit their website, follow on socials. We'll link all of that. And just keep an eye out for when you'll be in their area, right? You're going to be doing a lot of stuff. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
And congrats on the new record. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
There's a gray line and a short fuse, lots of redirection and different reviews, and a hole in my heart that opens up whenever I hear your name. In a trail full of dust left of your others, who I bet feel the same. Oh, Elizabeth, I don't know, maybe you know what you do. You're the queen of all hearts, only 1,000 for you. She tossed to the wind without very.
In the Round is produced and recorded at Trilix Studio. Remember to subscribe to In the Round wherever podcasts are found.